side of it will fit.
Alright, so it's only letting me do landscape or portrait mode, so I'm going to have to move my chair around.
Won't go full length.
Nope. As soon as that does, it says flip it back. You're not authorized to do that. Okay. We're
This is
live.
professional recording here.
It's our first time. We don't have Jamie.
I miss him.
Okay. We're live. We're good.
I'm alive. So that's proof right there that we're live. I'm half drunk and high. Just want you to let you know that. I got family up here today. We've been partying. So my son and my daughter, we're going to go out and get more drinks after we're done this.
Oh, Carly's here too?
Yeah,
Oh. So the whole family.
yeah. Kelly's brother Brian's here. We've been here all day at the pool, just shooting the shit and having a few beers. I just got really high before we started.
I saw that. Enjoying the pool, man. We only got a couple weeks left.
I know, it sucks. Should we alert everybody that we will not be recording a new podcast next week?
It'll screw people up because we got one.
We got one coming out.
We're going to come out, and then we got this one. So
Is this going to be available just to watch anytime you want, like
Yeah.
YouTube? Okay,
Yep.
good.
You can rewatch this one. So the one we recorded.
So if they miss it, they can go back and find it.
Yeah.
Great.
The one we recorded the other night,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably hold on to until next week. That way we don't miss a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Good plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know your shit.
I fake it
For
real
a shit
good.
knower, you're not bad.
All right, this is our first time live, so if there's any screw ups, just bear with us.
Or don't. We don't care.
Rick, you need to widen that angle of that camera. They won't let us. YouTube is, you got to hold the phone straight up and down. That's it. And it's going to be hard to read these comments because it's real small. So what we're going to do is just same thing we do with all our shows. We're going to hit Steve with a bunch of what ifs and
Take questions, and
yeah, and then at some point we'll take you guys as live questions.
if you can read them.
Yeah.
I got readers. You need them.
You gave me one of your
I
pens.
did.
I forgot them.
You never wear them. You probably sold it.
No, I probably could have.
eBay.
I could have.
I know you could.
That last auction, that's a $500 pair of glasses.
Easy.
Oh, we did get to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, we
on
did.
the show.
So how can you tell how many viewers are actually with us right now?
Right now, there's 68.
All right.
68.
I like 69 better.
There it is.
All right.
69.
That's what I'm turning in a week.
Son of a bitch. Okay. We did get to a lot of that stuff. I thought I had a full other page of
Well,
stuff
you're a
left.
fool.
I know it. Let's start out with an email. This is from Chris Bell. He's opened up for Funny Money twice. You probably recognize him if you saw
I'm
him.
good with face as terrible as me.
He's an individual. Nobody else looks like him. He's a New York guy who's running around with the Ramones and all the New York bands.
Mm-hmm.
He says, in my opinion, the Funny Money material is as strong as the Kicks material. Steve mentioned how Donnie controls songwriting and publishing. And example, all the songs on the album, on the live album, were the ones written by Donnie. Was it ever a discussion after Kicks got back together to do any of the Funny Money songs, thus allowing Steve to finally perform his songs.
No, no. Funny Money was a side project basically, and it was my outlet to continue to play music with people that I liked and with people that I admired, and it was just, the whole premise was just, let's have some fun finally, because Kicks was a pressure-packed situation to be in every day. Funny Money was like, we can just enjoy ourselves, and the fact that these guys liked the songs that I was writing, which I'd never experienced that in my career, just made me feel great and made me want to do it. So up until, I guess, the Stick It album, which I still feel is as strong as any Kicks CD, in my opinion. I think that CD's great. The hell we talking about?
Is that the one about women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't know shit about
Yeah,
women.
absolutely.
It's a great album.
Yeah.
It really is. And I remember Bo Hill called me and said, "Why we should call this Kicks, because it's so good." And I wouldn't do it. I said, I can't call it Kicks. I don't own the name. But Bo was like, "This album is really good." Bo, he didn't produce it, but he mixed it. And he begged me to say, "Let's call this Kicks and let's sell this damn thing."
Really?
Yeah. And I said, that's not right, because it's not Kicks. It's Funny Money. He understood, but he had to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Because that's how much he liked the record.
Wow. I remember that record when it came out. It was definitely...
That's when we had Rob Galpin.
Yeah.
Rob was a major song contributor. Mark was a contributor. I was a contributor. So it was a combination of contributions. That's why the situation I always wanted to be in. I never wanted to be the main songwriter, but I wanted to be able to contribute. And in that record, in that instance, and it started with Skin to Skin too. Rob came in as like a side guy, and him and Mark had written some songs together, and we worked them up and put them on Skin to Skin. So I knew Rob was extremely talented, and I think Dean. That's when Dean was offered some gig. Some famous guy offered him a gig, and he went off. Who the hell's the guy that was on American Idol? Kind of a country guy. Dean went out with him for, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he went out with, he wasn't actually in that guy's band. The bald-headed guy.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
God, everybody knows that musician. Somebody in the chat tell me, what's that guy's name? Oh, man.
But anyway, he went out with them. He went out with them, and
Mike Rocco was who he went with.
Okay, at
In
that
support,
point.
yeah.
At that point, but no, there was a more famous guy that he went out with. He didn't leave me for Mike Rocco.
No, they toured with that guy.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And they went out and packed them in,
Right.
and Mike Rocco
Yeah.
in the tour bus. And
Yeah.
it was for
I can't remember his name.
son of a bitch.
He was on American Idol. He didn't win it. but-
Daltrey, Chris
Yeah,
Daltrey.
Chris Daltrey.
That's it. Yeah,
So
yeah.
he left and went with Chris Daltrey because, he was going to take an opportunity like that, and we gave him, wished him the best. He'd go for it.
Right.
And he came to not many, but several times. He said, "I got an opportunity. Go for it." Because we had Rob Galpin. Rob is such an amazing player and great singer. And yeah, we made Stick It. And I just thought it was great. Didn't do shit, but we thought it was great.
Wasn't that the only record that got radio play? And it was about women?
Might have been.
Yeah.
Very little, just local. Nothing.
Tri-state
Nothing.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dean left a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he? Sebastian Bach,
Mm-hmm.
the Mike Rocco thing.
Well, Sebastian was interested. I think he went up for an audition and didn't hear anything back from him. And Dean came to me and said, "You know Sebastian?" I said, "I know him a little bit." He said, "If I give you his number, would you give him a call and see what's going on?" Sure. So I gave him a call. Actually, he picked up. And I asked him, I said, what about Dean's my friend, he's in my band, he would love to know what's going on with you and what your plans are. He said, yeah, he's not what I'm looking for right now. So that was disappointing for Dean. But I made the call for him, so he didn't sit in wonderment for, a couple months.
Right. And then I think he left once to join a country band.
I don't remember
Like
that.
a regional country. I remember they did the parade in West Virginia, and Dean was on a float. And the band was playing on a float for the parade.
I always wanted to play on a flute.
I can't remember. Well, you were offered Grand
I
Marshal.
was. I could have been Grand Marshal with the Mummers parading acres down Maryland. I said, fuck no.
Throwing out candy from
Yeah.
a convertible.
I'm fucking beating little kids in the head. Open up.
Oh, shit. Here's a question for you.
Alright.
If Kix had to fight another 80s band, who would you want to face?
Well, it's got to be a girl band. I'd say Vixen, but they might take us too. I don't know. Those rock and rollers are feisty.
They're wiry chicks.
Yeah, they're wiry fucks. You don't know what you're going to get into. I'd say Vixen. Yeah.
Vixen, okay.
I think we could take Vixen.
Femme Fatale.
Femme Fatale, maybe. I don't know, that girl's pretty tough. She could kick my ass.
The Bangles.
No, I know they could kick our ass. But there's only 4 of them, there's 5 of us, so they're outnumbered. We got them.
Ronnie used to date
The bass player.
what's her
Nikki.
name? Nikki or Nikki?
Nikki.
Nikki, okay.
Nikki. She was a sweetheart. She'd come on our bus and go with us from town to town. We'd go see them play. They'd come see us play. That's neat.
The funniest thing, Ronnie was telling me he was on their bus with them. Might have been a van. It was a vehicle that he was with them on. And one of the girls in the band got mad at him because he was chewing his gum too loud, and they asked him to get off the bus.
Wow, that's harsh.
Yeah.
That's like, wow, you guys are strict.
But and Ronnie just told me this 3 or 4 days ago. The way he hooked up with her was the guy from Guns N' Roses. Not Axl, not Slash. Duff. Duff hooked him up with her.
Yeah, he hung out with those guys for a
Yeah.
while. When he left, when we stopped playing, he went to L.A. And he hung out with all those guys, Guns N' Roses and L.A. Guns, and all the people that he sort of had a relationship before coming into Kix. So they remembered him, but they respected him because he was a goddamn Kix band.
Right. The Motley Crue. That's pretty wild. The music is such a small community.
It can be, yeah.
Well, just with you and Sullivan, look how many acts was on his bill that you interacted with
A
all
lot.
the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is there? The 40 good 80s bands, and you've crossed paths with every one of them.
Yeah, we have.
You know them all personally.
Pretty much.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Sullivan, he's the man.
Sullivan's a
He's the
motherfucker.
Have you heard from him since that Meriwether show?
The last I saw him was when the last M3, he came into town because he has, I don't know, 10 acts on that festival.
Yeah.
So made it a point to go down and say hi to him and hang out with him. That's when I said, you got to get me into Rod Stewart. And he did. So yeah, Sullivan's he's the best. I mean, he changed all of our lives, all for the better. And just a great guy. And I think he's winding down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when it's just organically, as his roster dwindles, I think he'll just let it go and retire and enjoy life because he's earned it.
Yeah.
He works his ass off.
He's got a couple agents that work for him, the Alex Crossing,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple others.
Chris.
That are really good.
Chris something, I forget his last name. He was there at Meriwether. In fact, Sullivan, was this time? No, I think it's one, no, I think it was our final show. Sullivan flew in to somewhere in West Virginia because one of his agents was getting married. So he had to go from West Virginia, drive all the way up to Meriwether. That's a hell of a haul. That's about 7-8 hour drive. And that's Sullivan. That's how he is. He had to be at that wedding, but he had to be at that last show. So he did them both.
Damn. Yeah, he said that one time. He said, "Kicks flies, I fly."
Yeah, that was the policy in the beginning. That was his policy. We never asked him to do that.
Right.
He was just tickled as fuck to have us on his roster, and he knew that it boosted his ability to sign other bands in our genre and at our level, you know, and it worked.
Yes, indeed. Let's go to the chat and see if anybody's got any questions.
Let's chat it up.
Let's see.
You need some readers?
No, it's actually I can see it. Somebody said Vixen girls would kick your ass.
Probably. I know Roxy's tough. I wouldn't fuck with Roxy. I'd wait for the blonde haired guitar player to get drunk and I'd take her.
Jimmy Gates, hi from Australia.
Wow.
Any chance the Thunderground demos will ever be polished up and released?
That would be great. I would love that. But I don't know how that would happen. Somebody would have to take that project on and finance it. And these days, how are you going to make money off of something like that?
Right.
If you try to put it out, who's going to buy it? How are they going to know about it? There's no promotion. So, unfortunately, you know, you just have to find that still in the underground. And it's a good record, actually. Our old T-shirt guy, Pete, took all those demos, because we would share them with him to get his opinion. He took all of our demos and made that. Without our approval.
No shit.
Yeah, he just fucking did it and sold it. He was a bit of a shyster, but it turned out really good. There was a couple of my songs on there that nobody would have ever heard if they were not on there. Like, yeah, those.
Shovel Alone?
No.
Again?
Baby Blue
Oh.
was on, I think was on there, the original version, before I re-recorded it with Funny Money. There was another one on there that I wrote. Hot Pants, Cold Feet, I wrote that was on there. Good stuff, a couple good tunes on there.
I still gotta find that Stoned Age song, that song Stoned Age that you recorded.
I'd have to dig up my 4-track and find that thing.
Dean says he remembers it.
Yeah?
I have it on cassette. You gave it to me on cassette. But hell, I haven't had a cassette player in 20 years, 25 years.
I got one we need.
Well, I have one now.
Oh.
But I just bought it because of that cassette tape somebody gave me of the demos from 1980 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It has the good version of For Shame.
Oh, the real version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The subscribers, I put it up for the subscribers on our Facebook. Any plans for special edition remixes of the first 2 Kicks albums? Midnight Dynamite and Fuse sound killer now, and that's from Rich at the Metal Asylum.
Nothing's been talked about that. I think those records sound fine. You know, they sound like they were at the time they were made. So if you want to go in and just throw some lipstick on them, I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Those are great sounding albums. We had good production on those records. We never had a problem with our production. It was the people that were guiding us along is what I had a problem with. So no, I don't see that happening. And again, where's the audience for that? Now, how would that get promoted if we did put it out? Because we're not out on the road anymore. Because at least when we were on the road, we could promote at each venue and festivals and stuff and Monsters Rock. We'd sell a lot of merch.
Yeah.
But we're not out there anymore. So how would anything like that ever get heard of or moved?
Good point. Very good point.
Wouldn't. I'm starting to get eaten up by bugs.
You are?
I got to get a thermostat. Hold on. Entertain them, Rick. Entertain this nation.
Some of this is hard to read. It's getting smaller and smaller.
You want some readers?
I think I got it. See, I don't know why some people's name is in green in here.
Just
And
wanna
everybody
get in the
else
way?
is in white. No. What is that?
But the thermocell. They stop mosquitoes.
No
They
shit.
stop them in their tracks. I didn't even know they had tracks until I got that.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
Is it a mist that puts off or something?
it's got like a fuel cell in there,
Okay.
and then it's got this pad on top that's the chemical that keeps the things away. It's like a 12 or 15 foot radius. No
Wow.
mosquitoes. And they work.
I got bit right after you said the mosquitoes are getting me. I got bit right here in my
Well,
arm.
here, wear this.
Also, it's a citronella pad basically that's getting heated up.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's citronella. It doesn't smell like citronella.
Look at the torches.
Yeah, they suck. They didn't do anything.
Oh, okay. People's name is in green if they are paid subscribers. So Giant Space Monkey is a paid subscriber because his is in green. And he asks, Giant Space Monkey, Has Steve and/or Rick seen any of the new Joe Perry Project live stuff on YouTube with Chris Robinson singing?
I haven't, no.
I didn't know it existed.
I did. I knew it was out there. I haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, I'm curious. Chris Robinson's great. Of course, Joe
yeah.
Perry doesn't suck.
No,
He's pretty
not at
good.
all.
He's way better than me.
First time I went to Hollywood, the very first cool thing I saw was Joe Perry's tour bus was parked on the side of
Yeah.
Sunset Boulevard. Yeah.
I remember coming back from New York after a gig one night. We saw the Rolling Stones jet at like Kennedy Airport or one of them airports. And we just had to stop and take a picture of it.
Wow.
That's how much I love the Stones.
Yeah.
I just want a picture of the plane. That was cool.
Well,
So yeah, I get that.
when you all were on that metal show and I came out for the taping, the Stones were rehearsing right next door.
Right.
So when we left, there was the door. We were outside and there was the door and their equipment was sitting outside.
Yeah.
So I said, Tracy, let's hang out here for a few minutes. I mean, if somebody shows up. And then we waited about 10, maybe 15 minutes, and I thought, you know, we're on the lot of Sony. I don't want security to come up and tell me to move along. Let's not take advantage of the situation we're in. Let's just go. So we walked 20 minutes back to the car and get back to the hotel just in time for the comedian Craig Gass to post a picture of him and Mick right where we were standing 40 minutes beforehand. But it was just so cool to know right on the other side of that door that magic was happening.
Yeah. And that's where they filmed Wheel of Fortune too, where they were
Oh, was it?
Yeah. All those studios are all intertwined, and they just they exchange them in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where they do Wheel of Fortune.
Wow. Been cool to meet Pat Sajak.
Why not? I'd rather meet his daughter, but I'll go with Pat. She's not bad. She's not a skank.
Brian wants to know, Steve, how's your roids doing?
How about I thank you for that question. And my roids are doing great today. My roids are gone. They're absolutely gone. For the first time in
No
15
shit.
years, no shit.
No shit.
Yeah, I went through a traumatic experience with the second procedure, but now that it's over, and I'm so glad it's over, yeah, I'm a happy guy.
Right.
I don't know if I'd recommend this now.
Really?
Yeah, because the first procedure was effortless, nothing. I thought it was amazing, and it worked. And the second one, it traumatized my asshole. And I don't know, because I had food poisoning on Saturday. Well, my whole family was here. I had food poisoning, so I'm running in and out of the bathroom. So I wonder if that effect had a lasting effect when they did that procedure. Because it traumatized my asshole. And I mean, that day I was miserable. I couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't eat. I was just shaking with it. And Kelly said, "You should call him. You should call him." And I knew that it was because of having the food poisoning that I'm having this reaction towards this procedure, because the first time was nothing. It was so easy and so good. But I'm over it, and everything went well, and I'm good now.
Would you do it
So
again?
thanks for asking about my hemorrhoids. Would I do it again? Not after that second experience. I probably wouldn't. No.
Damn.
I would have to go in and talk to them. Why did it happen?
Yeah.
And explain, could this have been that reason? Or maybe they were just up, they were more up inside, so more of an effect. Because they're nerve endings. That's all they are, nerve endings.
Did you have to fill out a piece of paper that day saying, have you done this, that, maybe it asked
Well,
you
gives them
there?
permission to do anything they want. We're going to shove a spike in your head. Okay, I'll overstand.
All right, we got a super chat. That's where somebody tips money to ask a question.
Yeah,
And they say, this is from the Toasted Goat.
of course it is.
When you wrote Girl Money, what was the inspiration behind it?
Didn't write it.
Connie did.
Yeah, wish I could tell you. Don't know. I mean, I know the theme of it. I understand where it came from. It's just the money that guys save up for, working all week long to take their girlfriend out on the weekend to impress them and to get laid.
Yep.
And you spend all your money, you get them a drink, you get them a shirt, get a groove or whatever, and you wine and dine them, and you try to get laid. That's girl money.
I remember doing that. Going
We all
through
do.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, here's a good question. It's not a super chat, but this is from Tim. 1985, Dee Snider and the PMRC. What are your thoughts during that time?
PMRC? Oh, the language thing.
Yeah.
I never gave a fuck about that. I just thought that was a silly waste of time. Politicians trying to divert attention to some matter that nobody gave a fuck about. There was some political thing they were trying to take everybody's eyes away from, and and it was, who was it? President or Vice President Gore, his wife, Tipper Gore. I think she was bored, was looking for something to do. There was no impact. If it did anything, it made kids want to go out and buy those records that had those stickers on them.
Yeah.
It totally backfired. It's stupid.
Did the live album have explicit lyrics because of your rap? And
I don't know. Never bought one.
I can't remember if it was or not.
I
I know Warrant did a, I can't remember the details, and I'm a record store owner. There was a track called Ode to Tipper Gore.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's escaping me now. It was just a bunch of fuck laden, bunch of F's, and it was basically fucking Tipper Gore. Yeah, but it was a special pressing it was something. It was a special record that had that song on it. The regular records didn't have it. But that was 5, 6 years after this happened in 1985. I was only 11 when that was happening. I remember it happening, but was it just about explicit lyrics and having to put that sticker on all the records?
I think it started maybe because of rap. Rap got gangster rap, and I think that's where they were going after. But people like Dee Snider and other bands who, they had a MMF, sick motherfuckers is what they were, that was kind of their logo, and they were just trying to protect freedom of speech.
Yeah.
They were saying, we have the right to say and do whatever the fuck we want. You don't like it, don't buy it. But don't label us and don't ban us. Yeah. That's wrong. And he was right, and it did go far.
It's still a thing now, though, isn't it? They still
know.
put those stickers on?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, I haven't bought a piece of music in 3 or 4 decades.
Hey Steve, if you could redo a music video, which one would it be?
All of them.
John Anderson. All of them?
All of them. No, I after the ones on the second album were embarrassing. So I would definitely go back and try and redo them. If I gave a shit, which I don't, I would never. That whole second album, as everybody knows, was a major disappointment on our end. So I would just erase those two. Yeah.
Isn't that the one where they tried to paint your face white and you took it off?
Well, I think we did Body Talk first. And we were in there like this school with gymnasium, little 12-year-old girls dancing around. And they made me put makeup on. I'm like, I don't do makeup. I don't need no fucking makeup. No, you gotta have makeup on it. It's what it makes you pop on film. So they put this eye makeup on, shit, blush, lipstick, and I went in to watch one of the playbacks, and I saw all that shit, and I go, that's stupid. Yeah. I look nothing like that. I would never do it, and I just wiped it all off. And they said, well, you can't do that. Well, I just did. I don't know what you're going to do about it.
That's the same thing that happened when you stole that wagon.
Yeah.
They said you can't.
Yeah,
you said
it
just
fuck
did.
you, I just did. And then for cool kids, I would not even allow them to put makeup on. No. Can you comb your hair? No. Just, I look good. Let's just go do this.
So I've always wondered, with the Cool Kids video, it's basically you guys walking along and you pick up a different member as you're walking.
Right.
Was that any way thought out from the Rolling Stones Waiting on a Friend?
Could have been. That's a good observation, yeah. That could have been. Yeah.
Mick does the same thing. He picks up his buddy
Right.
on the way.
Yeah, I never thought about that. We ripped off the Stones.
Hey!
Who hasn't?
That's right. Poison. Poison didn't rip
No,
off the Stones.
they didn't need, they stopped with us.
They vicariously.
Just kidding.
Yeah. This guy's commented a bunch of times, so I'm going to read his. Not just tonight. He's commented on a lot of our social media stuff. Miners Muscle Cars. He says, I went to Gettysburg Bike Week. He said, I'm not even a bike guy. I just went to see Kicks. Missed my opportunity to talk to the guys after the show near the merch table because I was entirely too nervous. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're intimidating.
Miners Muscle Cars. So it's not too late. Some of the guys are still out playing in different bands, and they would love to see you.
Yep.
Bob and Marks and Sundogs. You got Brian and Rhino Bucket. You got Ronnie and the Blues Vultures.
You got me in my pool.
Steve his pool. And Jimmy's playing with Bob Perry's son in the Jags. Nicholas Perry
He sets in.
and the Jags. Yeah, he's not a full-time member.
No. I think he just wants to lend his name to the project to help out. And he likes to get up in the project.
Yeah.
Jimmy loves to
he
get up in the
supports it
project.
big time.
We just had dinner with them, with Jimmy and Kathy, yesterday. Of course, at Cafe Roma.
Yeah.
And place it wasn't packed, but it was full.
Good.
It was nice. And I looked at the owner and I go, love this. And it was so nice. And the waiter, he knows me by now. We're there a lot. I love this place.
Yeah.
And I said, it's nice to see this place getting some attention. And he goes, thanks to you. I go, no. I said, I might have brought people's attention to it. However, your food keeps bringing them back.
Right.
It's the food. That's the reason I want people to know about this place, because the food is great. And I love this place. I could eat there once a week.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you another business that's great in the area.
Old Simple Pleasures.
Simple Pleasures.
They're as great as Cafe Roma.
Combine the two.
They're the best.
Oh, it's the best Hagerstown has to offer.
I think we should just kill ourselves right now. They get any better.
Simple Pleasures, if you're joining us for the first time or haven't seen our episodes before, Simple Pleasures is the local weed shop. They have top tier marijuana. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Shit, I guess I'll find out if it cuts off. Top tier smoke and everything you need to smoke it. Hunter and his crew at Simple Pleasures are the absolute best. I like to say they're the Chick-fil-A of weed stores because they're so efficient, they're knowledgeable, they're always in a good mood.
Yeah.
Constantly. I think that's a requirement of Hunter. I never asked him, but it has to be, because you walk in and it's nothing but
It's a
smiles.
very pleasant environment.
It is.
Yeah, and you don't feel intimidated, or you're not afraid to ask people about things, because you know they're very happy to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, great place.
And if you place your order online, which is simplepop420.com, and you use the promo code KIX20, KIX20, you get 20% off your order.
Can't beat that.
No, very cool. So that's your way of saying Steve and Rick sent me. Use that promo code KIX20. Right on. All right, we'll take, what do you think, like 2 or 3 more questions?
Yeah, I got my family here. They're waiting for me to get done with it so we can go out and
Right
get
on.
drunk.
Kicks, greatest live club band ever.
Do what?
Hard Rocking Trivia Show says Kicks, greatest live club band ever.
I don't know about that, but that's nice to hear. There's a lot of great live bands out there.
Okay, yeah, it's becoming a... Yeah, just say Steve and Rick sent me. All right, last one. This is by Giant Space Monkey, and he is one of our subscribers. Well, actually 2 more. He says, what is the last movie you should watch stoned? The last movie you should watch stoned.
I don't really watch movies when I'm stoned because I'm too stoned to enjoy them. Last night, we came back, we went to Cafe Roma, went to dinner, Jimmy and Kathy came back, and I was just looking for a movie on Netflix, and I saw Apollo 13. I love that movie.
Good movie.
And I'm like, I can watch that movie about every 2 or 3 years and enjoy it like the first time.
Yeah.
Loved it. Watched it all the way through. Kelly's always in bed by 10:30, 11. She was up to 12 watching it with me. It just sucks you in. Great movie. So I wouldn't want to be high because I'd miss the theme of that movie.
Tom
So
Hanks
good.
could play any part and it'd be a
Yeah,
good movie. He's
yeah.
just awesome.
But I mean, that top to bottom, everybody in it was just amazing, and the story was amazing, and the fact that it was true, and how they
Yeah.
brought those guys back, because they should have made it. They were innovative.
I don't think I've seen it since it came out, but didn't they send a list of things they had, and then the engineers said,
Yeah.
okay, take this stuff and
They
make
took
this?
a bunch of shit. And they go, this is what they have on the ship.
Okay.
You got to make a filter out of that.
Yeah, okay.
And they went, what? And they figured it out.
All right, here is a $25 super chat. This is from King Bob's Kingdom.
King Bob.
And it's not even a question, it's a statement. Saw Kicks for the first time back at Club Bean, B-E-N-E, in New Jersey in 1988. You remember that place?
I don't.
Been a fan ever since. Was there for the last show also. Rock on. Now do a collab with Steel Panther.
Thanks for the kind words. That's nice.
Yeah, Club B-E-N-E in New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Okay. All
But
right.
we played 1,000 clubs, so don't be offended.
Yeah. Well, man, time really flew for this live.
Yeah, that went fast.
It flies.
And again, if I didn't have my family here, I could do this for another hour with you. But
Yeah. So now that we know we can pull this off, maybe we will
see
do
the
this
reaction.
once in a while.
See the reaction we get from this. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll alternate. Do this once in a while and do it with Jamie once in a while.
Yeah.
Give a different look.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like it.
Thank you guys for joining us. Taking
Thank
your
you.
Time out of Friday night. We'll see you soon.
Night, night. You never heard of thermostat?
No.